Today's Morning First Alert Weather Show is brought to you by Sam Bernstein Law.
Well, good Wednesday morning, Mid-Michigan. I'm First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro here with a look at your forecast in this First Alert Weather Show. And do I have to say, beautiful Wednesday is going to be ahead of us here. It's already been such a nice morning with all the sunshine and the calm conditions. Well, what we have out there now, you can just expect this to continue for the remainder of the day. So very nice weather here for this Wednesday. We do eventually have some rain that comes back to our area tomorrow. So you will want to definitely try to take advantage of these conditions here, soak up some of the sunshine too. I will say with these conditions today, these are actually more normal, especially with the temperatures, more normal for early April, about a month from now. So we're kind of getting a little bit of a taste of early April weather for today. Overall, again, it is going to be very nice. I think that is the big story for right now before tomorrow's rain comes in. Let's take a look here. This is I-75 and Birch Run. Right at Birch Run Road, exit 136. Just take a look at that. Plenty of sunshine out there, and we have a pretty good amount of blue sky out there right now, too. And even as we move over to downtown Flint, take a look at that too. Plenty of blue sky in Flint. And we're just going to continue with these conditions for the remainder of today. So if you have any errands that you have to run, no concerns with our road conditions. And thankfully, with the light wind today, when you're outside in the sun, it actually will feel a bit warmer because we won't have such a breeze like we did the other day. So certainly, again, going to be pretty nice for the rest of this Wednesday. Let's take a look at these high temps for the afternoon. About 51 in Saginaw, 53 in Flint. We also have Elma and Caro at 53, 48 for Bad Axe, and then we do have about 48 for Oscoda as well. But again, the key for today is that southeast wind, pretty light, just at about 5 miles per hour. So really couldn't ask for quieter weather for the remainder of today. We'll be right near these temps even when students are heading home from school later on. So if you're planning to pick your students up from the bus stop later on today, expect again a lot of upper 40s to low 50s. And you'll definitely want the sunglasses as well. Now for that rain that we're tracking for tomorrow, that rain has actually been holding together for us pretty well. Currently, we really haven't seen any major shifts in that part of the forecast. So we do expect a little bit of drizzle in the morning tomorrow, and then more of those steady or scattered showers picking up during the afternoon and the evening. So again, take advantage of the dry weather today because tomorrow we will see more of this wet weather returning. Let's take a look here at the First Alert hour by hour as well. So a couple of things to point out for tomorrow morning. So first, this is going to be at about 7 in the morning tomorrow. Notice how we do have some spotty drizzle coming in, and notice near Midland, it's trying to point out some freezing drizzle as well. I will say just kind of more of a blanket statement for our entire area. There is some possibility for some freezing drizzle, but fortunately it should be pretty brief if we happen to see that. But I do think if we see any of that, it would actually be farther north than what the hour by hour was showing around the Midland area. So I'd say that would be a better chance towards maybe Gladwin or Standish or West Branch, just because those areas do have a better tendency to cool off even more compared to the rest of mid-Michigan when we have these colder mornings. And really, again, too, this is going to be solely dependent on our temperatures tomorrow morning. We're currently calling for a low of 32, so we are very much borderline there with those freezing temps. If we happen to see temps falling below 32, that's when we could see some of that freezing drizzle. But if temps end up staying above 32, then it's no concern at all. It'll just be regular old drizzle moving through tomorrow morning. So let's go over to the afternoon here. So you notice the shower coverage picking up a bit more. And I will say with this too, more of our data this morning has been trying to bring some of this rain back towards the south a little bit more. So I can actually kind of show you an example of this here. More of our models this morning starting to kind of look like this, with the rain a little bit farther south than what it was indicating there previously on the screen. So I'll take you back to that. But with this in general, more scattered rain during the second half of the day, especially when students are heading home from school tomorrow or when you're heading home from work tomorrow as well. So you will want to send your students off to school tomorrow with the rain gear, even if it's not raining when they're leaving tomorrow morning, just because the afternoon there's that better chance for rain. And then just be prepared that your roads tomorrow when you're heading home from work, those are going to be more wet with these rain showers. Eventually we will see this leaving our area by about midnight or so. Should be pretty late in the evening when we see that rain eventually taking off from mid-Michigan, but that does mean we'll be back to rain-free weather for your Friday morning. So Friday morning we'll be back to more of a quiet start. Here's the rain totals though too. So with this system, for tomorrow, we're tracking generally 1/4 of an inch or less. I still wouldn't rule out some isolated half-inch totals, but certainly doesn't look to be a very heavy rain or very much a soaking rain at that point either. But still, most of mid-Michigan should be able to pick up at least some some form of accumulation with that rainfall for tomorrow. So just something that we are keeping an eye on there. But we are tracking another round of rain. That'll be Friday evening going into Saturday. And while we do have some more rain by then, we actually even have warmer temperatures in the forecast than what we're expecting for today. So we'll go ahead and take a quick break real quick, and then when we come back from the break, we'll talk more about that next round of rain and some of those temperatures too. All right, welcome back from that break. So as we look ahead here, we will be tracking a second round of rain Friday evening and Saturday. That's after the rain that we're tracking for tomorrow. But in the meantime here too, again, beautiful day ahead of us for the remainder of today. Very much more like a spring day across mid-Michigan. And I'm monitoring the Facebook live stream too, so always feel free to leave a comment. If you have a question about the forecast, put it there and I'll be sure to take a look at your question. Just saying good morning there to Chuck from Otter Lake. Hope you're having a great morning so far. And those of you watching too, if you have any plans today, feel free to put in the comments what you have planned for today, because certainly a nice day. I know for myself, I'm going to try to spend a little bit more time outside just enjoying the sun and enjoying some of these warmer temps as well. But let's talk about the rain too for Friday evening into Saturday. Now, this system as it moves in, there's actually even going to be a little bit more warmth across our area compared to today. So we should see more temps in the mid 50s, maybe even some upper 50s for a few spots. But overall, as that system comes in Friday evening, it's going to bring more warmth with it, which means more energy as well. So with this, we've actually added a chance of thunder into the forecast for Friday evening. It's certainly very possible here, again, just with the warmer weather that we'll have ahead of us on Friday. And with this system coming in, the rain could eventually develop into at least a few isolated thunderstorms because of some of that warmth. There's actually even, and you know, this is a map that we usually don't see at this time of year too, there is a severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center that actually highlights a marginal risk for severe storms for much of southwest Michigan. So the marginal risk, and I'll zoom in on this just a little bit more for you too. It includes Grand Rapids, Lansing, Jackson, anywhere to the south and west of there. Now, technically here, the marginal risk is just outside of the TV5 area, so it does not include Gratiot or Shiawassee counties or Isabella County either. But again, it is right there, so it's definitely something that we will be monitoring for Friday. Usually at this time of year, though, when there's a threat for severe weather, it's more of a chance for hail. Sometimes stronger wind gusts too, but usually at this time of year the hail threat can be a little bit larger just because we have much colder air aloft than we would, say, during the summer. So that's why during the summer you usually don't see the hail threat to be as large as during the transition seasons like right now. So that is something that we'll, again, at least monitor for this upcoming Friday, but certainly think we'll hear a little bit of thunder before the end of the day on Friday. So here's a look first. Friday morning, again, Friday morning, that'll be dry. So tomorrow's rain will be out of here by the time you're starting the day off on Friday. And then even towards lunchtime, this is noon, you'll still be dry too, but we'll be holding on to some cloud coverage. This rain should start to move in at about 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening on Friday. So it will be towards the end of the day. In fact, most of our daylight hours will be dry ahead of this rainfall. And then more of these showers and some of these storms just continue to develop as we go later into the evening. Again, these are feeding off of the warmth that we'll have. Even by 8 o'clock in the evening on Friday, we could have a few isolated storms into our area, and that should continue almost up until midnight. Eventually, we will have some scattered rain that will keep carrying on even into Saturday morning, but it does look like right now by Saturday afternoon, we'll start to see that rain leaving. So most of the wet weather this weekend is focused on Saturday morning. After that, the rest of the weekend will be on the drier side. But take a look at those temps. So again, 51 today, a few places possibly closer to 53, but we have a high of 57 for Friday. We have 62 on Saturday and then 55 on Sunday. So with that system coming in, it is going to bring some more warmth with it. And we have the time change this weekend too, Saturday night. Springing forward 1 hour. So with that, and especially with the sunny skies on Sunday, we should actually really be able to take full advantage of that later sunset. So Sunday evening, the new sunset will be 7:33, and that does mean the civil twilight basically takes us up to about 8 o'clock. So that should be a pretty bright day, and Sunday will definitely just be even more reminiscent of eventually more of the spring weather that we'll have ahead of us here over the next month or two. But really, as far as rain chances go, we're tracking the two main chances here, tomorrow and then Friday evening into Saturday morning. And then tomorrow's chance mostly during the PM hours, but we could have a little bit of drizzle on Thursday morning. But otherwise, the temperature is still the big story too. Just I know something that a lot of people are talking about. It does feel like we're starting to say goodbye to winter. Now, I will say next week, around Wednesday or Thursday, the long-term data does suggest that we'll cool down to the 30s again. So it does look like this warm-up kind of just more short-lived here for the next week or so. But this is what happens at this time of year. March is part of the transition season as we're going from winter to spring, and then spring itself, of course, a transition season too. So just at this time of year, this is when we start to see really that fight between the cold air and the warm air, which of course eventually the warm air will always win out by the later parts of spring. But that's what we're tracking for right now. Certainly is just going to be a nice spring day today, so take advantage of these conditions. And good morning to Cherry Hetrick in Gladwin too. Yeah, loving this weather. Certainly is a nice day. Plan on taking my dog Doppler for a walk later on. So should be pretty good for this Wednesday. But that's all we have for you for this morning on the First Alert Weather Show. So be sure to tune in at noon today on TV5. First Alert meteorologist Diane Phillips will be there on air. And then at 2 o'clock today, we'll have another First Alert Weather Show on all these same live stream channels, and that'll be with First Alert meteorologist Stone Schaefer. So they'll have more on the forecast too, another look at that rain for tomorrow, and potentially some of that thunder that we might hear at the end of the week. So stay tuned for more updates on that. But in the meantime, hope you have a great remainder of your Wednesday, and enjoy the sun out there too. Definitely soak it up before the rain comes in tomorrow.